Yep. Good evening, everyone. So yesterday we started designing this CRUD operation example. So in this example, we need to achieve some more functionalities. Let's do that. I am starting the project. Let's start this API also. API is present in server folder. So node API.js that contains all the business logic we are having. Now, once the application starts, in this, we created all the methods for interacting with data, how we can read and insert and all. So all the CRUD operations have functionalities defined. Now, in the design, we will select products. It will get the products list. And we need to implement this functionality. Yesterday, we implemented add new product. Add new product. It will allow you to add a new product. Yesterday, we done that. Add new product. We can enter product ID and all. For example, if we want to implement like that ID we entered is already taken or not. Not only here, in registration also, user ID is already taken or not. That's logic we have to write. For example, see here, I go to register and I want to register a new user. Some user ID I'm entering here. Some user ID. It should show me, is it available or is it taken? Then generally what we do, we have to fetch data from that. We need to verify that ID is taken or not. This API is different now, where this API is present. This API we created in server.js. No need of like that. You can keep this also in the same. All APIs can be, means all requests can be in one API file. That means contacting with users, contacting with tables. In one business logic, you can communicate with different tables and different database. It's not necessary that you have to use only one. So I will do one thing. This get users and register user, these two methods, I will put in this API itself. Am I right? I will keep that in that API only. So same API is having register user and that. But in that case, some changes I have to do. Why? Because this API is running on a different port number now. 8080 port number. We will do one thing. We will stop this API and again start. Okay. Now the new details also added, but currently register user is not in 5000 port number. They are running in 8080. Those two requests also we added here. So what to do? Go to register, shopper register. In this, we have to change this here, which port number? 8080. That is the location where it is working. Okay. Now we need to do one more work. What is it? In login also, I have to change. In login also, it is coming from 5000. Currently it is running in 808. Now this is enough. That means product interactions, user interactions, you don't need to maintain separate files. All you can keep in one API and you can manage. Now let's see here. What we will do now is in this, when user is typing in register, this is register. In register, when user is typing the username, while typing itself, I have to verify, use that username is already taken or not. Then how to handle? We can write a separate event for that. We can define a separate event for that. What is the event? I will do one thing. If you want to write a separate functionality for that, what to do? Let's go here in the register screen. This is register. In this register, what we have to do, in this register, we are writing one event. What is that event? This event is on submit. On submit. For this field, user ID field, this is user ID field. I want to use on change, on key up. For every key, we need to verify. So here I am writing, we are defining. So the event on key up, I am defining the event on key up. On key up, it will use a function called verify user ID. That is the function it should map. Now I will write that function here. So what is the function verify user ID? Now we will check whether this is allowing general events or not. It is allowing the events, event handlers or not. What is the event argument we need to collect? E. I will put an alert E dot target dot what? Value. It is using E target value. That means now what happens? So we are writing key up event. I click here and type, it should get that and display. For every character, it is verifying. Now what we have to do is, we need to first collect all the users information. We have to collect all the users information from the API. How to collect all the users information? We need to create, I will create a constant users, set users, and it is use state. We will import use state. Users is an array. It is an array. So what we will do in this, we will write use effect. Use effect is also imported. Yeah. In the use effect, we will write a simple condition. Use effect is nothing but it has to fetch the data by using Axios, and method. Method is get from which URL. URL is http://127.001:8080/ what? Users. This is going to return all the users. Now we need to use a then dot then, and here we need to use a callback function. This is getting response, and this response data we need to apply to set users. What is it? Response dot data. That user information is ready. That user information is ready. All the users information is loaded into users. Now when user is typing, I will keep one more constant. This is user error, set user error, and use state. It is a string type. What we will do here is we will write a simple logic. We have to read all the users from the users collection. So we write a for var user of what is the collection users. If user dot user ID is matching with e dot target dot value. If it is matching, then set user error as user name taken. Try another. That means whatever value you entering is matching with the existing in the database, then it should say user ID is taken. Otherwise, after that it should break. It should break because it's a loop. It should stop. Else, what should happen? Set user error. We will display a message. Message is username available. Available. We will display that message. Now, what happens when user is typing the username here? When user is typing the username, I am entering the username. It should display that and show here. Where to show that user error, we need to decide now. That means under this, we will add one more data definition. Here we will display, what is it? User error. That user error message we will put here. That means now when user is typing, here you can see ref, I will enter the username. So I am entering the username, John, username is available. I am suppose using John underscore NIT. It is taken. It is taken. Then it says try another. We are writing a logic. Right? So you are asking how to do. How to do means you have to write logic for everything. Automatically nothing will happen. Right? What will happen if user is already there? What will happen? Nothing will happen. You have to write logic for that. Right? Everything you have to write. You need to write the logic for that. Right? So this is nothing like you want and it will create. That is Chat GPT now, right? You ask Chat GPT, write code for me, it will write code for you. This will not be there in companies now, right? Right? It will not write what you want. You have to write what you need to implement, right? That's very important. That is the reason here, every concept, you have a doubt that how it will happen. That means there must be a logic behind it. And is that logic automatically done? Not automatically done. You have to do it. They have developed any component for that purpose, then you can use it. So you don't need to write, it will take care. But if they haven't developed any component like that, you have to manually write. Right? So this is verify how you handle that. Of course, you know now, if it is taken color red, if it is available green, such changes we can do by using class binding. Dynamically, we can do that. So this is one simple thing to make you understand how to manage. I showed you. Right now, tell me how to implement that here now. So when I click on add new product, when I click on add new product, the product comes. When I enter any product ID, it should verify is that ID is already taken or not. Is that ID already taken? You can write even logic like some websites, what they do, they say that this is already taken, try this. They will give you some suggestions. How they can give the suggestions? By using the existing data. They can give the suggestions. For that, again, you need to write some logic to implement. For example, you have seen here, suppose there is GoDaddy. So I want to register a domain. Type the domain you want. I typed Naresh IT. then it search, it is looking for Naresh IT, it says it is taken, and not just showing taken, it says you can try others. That means it gives some suggestions. These are all we design according to which string they are using. We will identify that string, and for that string, we will put some suggestions. That means for everything we have certain, that means actually for this we write a logic. I hope in JavaScript you learned how to generate a random number, right? Through a random number, you can even generate a random name. Random, you can shuffle the characters and you can generate a random name. So they typed Naresh IT. We will shuffle those characters and we will show possible suggestions. IT Naresh, Naresh IT, Naresh underscore IT. These are all string functions actually. By using string functions, we can manage that. Loops, string functions, all these are required to write such logics. So here, let's now tell me how to know whether the ID entered is taken or not. We will put the similar logic here. Let's go. This is CRUD create. In CRUD create, when user is entering product ID, we will do one thing. On key up, we will put here. So verify ID. Verify ID is the function. Okay. Here we are going to write the function. The function is verify ID. And here we will collect what is the ID they entered. And here we will put in a variable. ID is equal to E dot. It is parsing na, parse int E dot target dot what value. Because whatever you entered, that will be in a string form actually. Anything you entered from a text box, drop down, everything will be a string. Everything is string. Okay. Now I need to verify, is it matching or not? Then I will create another one. So here constant, this is I will declare a state that is product ID ID collection. So set ID collection, we have set ID collection, and it is use state. Okay. And this is an array. And here this is actually products collection. This is actually products is enough. Set products, because we are not collecting only ID, we will collect all the products. There we will search, right? So what we will do here, we will write another. So use effect. So in use effect, we are implementing here a simple. So Axios have a method get, and Axios have a URL. URL is http://127.001:8080/ what slash is this is products. It will get all the products, and we will use dot then and response, and we will keep this response set products response dot data. Okay, now we have to verify, and we want one ID error also. Constant ID error, set ID error is use state, and we will keep a string. And here we are writing the same condition here. If for where product of what is it products, we are accessing our products, and if product dot product ID is matching with the ID we entered, if it is matching, then set ID error, we will say, so product ID taken, try another. That is the message we are giving. And else we will put set ID error, set ID error. We will say product ID available. Available. This message we want to give verify ID. That means when user is entering the ID, that message should come here. That means under this, I will keep a data definition and class name text danger. And here we will put as ID error. We will display that ID error here. And when user is entering the ID here as one, it should say available. Break we are not using. Yeah. We forgot the break because it is compulsory. You need to set a break. After that, you need to break. Otherwise, it will check the second one. Okay. Now here I am entering. This is one. It is taken. Try another. If it is 2, it is taken. If it is 3, it is taken. If it is 4, it is available. 4 is available. It will display. Right. That means we can just display those details, and available means you can change the color. That means you need to put one more here. We learned already class binding now. Text danger, when it is success is another message. When it is failure, another message. We can change the appearance here. Initially, let's keep one simple one like available or taken. It should display that here. Now I am entering product ID is 4 and the product name. So we are entering some name, some fossil watch something, and price is defined. And here we say stock add product. That product is registered. It is displayed here. This is basically how we can handle the operation. We can verify name, we can verify IDs, we can do anything. Now we implemented read and we implemented write. Let's implement here. Suppose I click on delete, or I click on first details. It should get the detail of that product. How to do that? Because this is you can see this is a table. Where is the table? CRUD index. In CRUD index, this is a link. This link is navigating to details. When it is navigating to details, it should get the details of the product which they clicked. Then what we will do? We will put a slash. We will put a binding dynamic value now. That means here we will keep, what is it? Slash details slash, and we need to concatenate. Concatenate what? Product dot product ID. That means now what happens when user clicks on this details? That particular ID will come here. You can see that will come here. But it is actually navigating to existing details. We already created one details. It is navigating there. But it should navigate to CRUD details. We want CRUD details, a separate concept. Then what we will do here, we will put that, what is it? CRUD details. We will navigate to CRUD details. That means when user clicks on that, it will go to CRUD details. And currently there is no CRUD details design. Here, what we have to do, collect the detail of that product and display. How to collect the detail of that product? You saw here in API. In API, we created, where is it? We created get details slash ID. What it is doing? It is extracting only the product you are looking for, and it is displaying. We will use this API, this API method. How? Let's add one more component. We have CRUD index, CRUD create. We need CRUD details. Let's add one more component. in the CRUD components, CRUD operations, we will add a new file. So CRUD details.js. We will create export function. This is CRUD details. This CRUD details is actually, this is returning a div. So class container fluid. Okay. And here it should display the product details. And it need to fetch the details of the product that is passed in URL. That means now you have to use route parameters. Already we learned route parameters. How do we pass the parameters? How do we collect the parameters? So when this should come when user clicks on details. So we have to go to shopper index. Here we need to write one more path. What is it? Route path is actually CRUD details. CRUD details only na I given. Yeah, here I given CRUD details. Okay. CRUD details. Which element it should render? It should render CRUD details. CRUD details component it should render. Okay, but this is expecting a parameter /:ID. Now here in CRUD details, we have to collect that ID. Now you see initially product details. Go to products, click on details, product details will come. Here we need to collect this parameter and display only the product that belongs to that. That means that product information we want to display here. So what we will do now, go to CRUD details. In CRUD details, we have to use a lot of things. Import Axios. So because we need to fetch API, and we have to import use state. So this is use state. And you need another to import use params, that is from React Router DOM. And here we need another option, use effect also, na? Use effect. Okay. And here we are adding a simple constant. This is what we are displaying params is equal to use params, which is used to collect the route parameter. And what we will do here is we will create constant. We will put product. This is set product, and the set product use state, and it is what type? Object type. Actually, it is not returning object. We designed API. Observe carefully. This API is returning two array. Two array means it is returning array which contains one product. It is not directly returning an object. So what is that here is we are expecting products only. Products, and we will say set products. We are expecting an array. Fine. Now what we have to do, use effect. So when this component is loaded, we need to use Axios, and through Axios method get, we need to get the URL. URL is http:// I will use a backtick here. Yeah, http://127.0.0.1:270, not 270, it is 8080/. In that what? CRUD details, not CRUD details. Actually, this is details/ID. What is the ID? This is API. In API, what is the method we are having? Details. Into the details, we need to pass that ID. So what is that ID? ID is coming from dollar. It is coming from params dot ID. We need to access that ID. And what we will do dot then we have response implies. So we need to get set products is equal to response dot data. Actually, it is array. In that array, one product is present. One product is present, then I can put here data list, data term. Here we want name, data definition. Actually, it is products of 0 dot name, because it's an array. In that array, one matching result is present. Only one will come because we return the query in that way. So, and that one result will be at which index? It will be at 0. And similarly, another one is data term price. Price comes from, what is it? Products of 0 dot what price. Another data term is a stock, and data definition. This comes from products of 0 dot what stock. And here I will put a back option. I will put a link. This link should be to again slash what products and say back to products. That's the link we created. Now you can see the details of the product will come. Stock is true means here we are using a parenthesis. If it is equal to true, then it should say available. And if it is not, then it say out of stock. That message will come there. I click on back to products. Back to products, it will get back to the products. I click on Samsung TV. It should get that. Some problem. Let's check what is the problem. Some issues are there. Here, console, what issue? Cannot read name. Name from which location? This one. Okay, right. So here, what is the data we are having? It says it cannot read name in CRUD details. In CRUD details, it cannot read name. This is an object which is of what type? Product ID, number type, name is what type? String, price is what type? Number, and stock is what type? Boolean. It should get that and display here. Okay, now let's go here, products and mobile, Nike, casual, it should get that. That's fine. Because it is unable to understand array of what? Array of product type. We need to set up those product. Now I say back to products, it will get back to the products. Click on Samsung, it will get that. Get back to products and click on Fossil, then it will get the details and display. That means we are configuring the data here. Now delete. There are two techniques actually. When user clicks delete, you can delete here itself. Here itself you can delete. You can say pop-up and you can delete it. But that is not recommended, because usually what we do when user clicks on delete, we ask for confirmation. So we ask for confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete? So display in a new screen. That means this delete also should display same details logic. This also should display same details like, but from there user must able to delete. From there user must able to delete. That is what we can do. We can directly implement here. If you want to directly implement here, no need of giving this as a link. If you want directly to delete, you put as a button. On button click, you can delete. So how you can do that? Suppose I want to directly delete here. There are two ways, either directly delete or take same like details. That means when user clicks delete, it can show page like this, and there it can ask, are you sure? Yes or no. When they click yes, then it will be deleted. When they say no, then it will be again going to products. Such things we can manage, right? That is depending on the requirement. Suppose I want to delete here, then this delete button, where is it index? Where is CRUD index? In this is not a button. This is not a link now. We can make this as what type? We can make as button. We can make this as button type. And usually button is same concept. But this is a button now. When user clicks on the button, it should delete that product. It should delete the product. So which product they click delete, that product ID should come. ID should come. So on button click, what we will do? We will write a function here. What is click? On click. On click, we will write here delete click. Delete click. Into that, we need to pass the product ID. We need to pass the product ID, which product they deleted. That means here we will put one option like we will use here. What is that? We will put a name or ID or value, anything. Suppose I will give value. What is the value for this? The value is product dot what is it? Product ID. The value is product ID. That means you see we are having a product ID. That product ID is passed here as value. That means when user clicks that button, let's write the logic. Logic is delete click. Let's write a function here. So we are writing a function. What is the function? Delete click. On delete click, we will try to access that e dot target dot what? It's a value, na? Value. Button value, we applied the ID. Now see what happens. When I click on this delete, it should get that ID. It is getting undefined because actually it is not directly target. It is current target dot ID. I will use current target dot ID. It is current context target. Current context ID. I will use that here. It's not there. This is, I will do one thing. First, I will check, because when you are using synthetic events, directly dot target is not recognized. So in dynamic button clicks, values, text box value is okay, because text box is a value, having a value, it is okay. For button values names on submit, to collect them, we have to use one option. I will show you. We will use a for var property of e and console.log property. I am printing the properties just to check it's spelling correctly. Once I will check the spelling correctly. Yeah? I will check the spelling correctly in console. I will click on this delete. It is having is not iterable. So it is just target of, okay, we have to use in, because it is an object. Object uses an in. I click on that. Okay, some properties came. In the properties, there is current target. Current target is there. Yeah. Let's use that current target. What it is having? Current target. So e dot alert, or I will put here console.log. What is it? E dot current target dot current target button is what? Value na? Current target dot value. I will use that. Okay, and let's refresh and click on this 1. This is 2. This is 3. That's working fine. That is what we are looking for, right? Current target dot value. It is collecting that particular ID. Now what we need to do? So we need to fetch and delete that product. Delete means how? We need to delete that. How to delete that? I will do one thing. I will take a confirmation. That means we will use a flag. Flag we will take from confirm. Confirm, are you sure? Are you sure? And want to delete this message we will give. And if flag is equal to true, because confirm will return it true. If flag is true, Axios, we have to use Axios. Axios method is delete this time. Axios method is delete method. You see, API method is there. What is the method for deleting delete? And this method is expecting product, delete product and its ID na? Delete product and ID. So here we have to use URL. What is the URL? URL is http://127.0.0.18080/ what? Delete product / product of products. Delete product. Okay, delete product / ID. ID is coming from where? So here we will use parse int. So what is the ID? E dot current target dot what value? That is the button value we are using. And we will use a callback function here. That means we will just use dot then. You don't need that. Directly we put an alert. Alert is nothing but we say record deleted. We say record deleted. We just used record deleted. After that, what we can do here is actually this again, we need to redirect to home or some other page and display. I will use navigate. Navigate to which location? It will navigate to some home. Like this we are defined just roughly, because the best way navigate is not there. So constant navigate is equal to use navigate. Okay. And here we use navigate method. Navigate, and it will navigate to home. And this all should happen only on true, otherwise nothing. That means now let's check here. Some problem, confirm. It is not allowing to use the DOM here. This is a DOM method now. We are using virtual DOM actually. Better we will put one more option. So window.confirm, because we need a separate object for that, right? And I click on this delete of any product. Then it says, are you sure you want to delete? I said cancel, then it is not there. I click on this delete and I say, are you sure want to delete? Okay, then record deleted. Okay, then it goes to home. I will go to products back. It is not there. It is removed from that. It must be removed in the database also. The fourth record must be removed from the database. That means we will use here http://127.0.0.1:8080/ what products. You see only 3 products are there. I want to delete any specific product. This one delete, and say, are you sure? Cancel. I say, are you sure? Okay. Record deleted. Okay. And say products, it will display. And here it is removed from the data. So we are managing that. It's your wish. Actually, sometimes what we do, sometimes we show a separate screen. Instead of button, we put a link. In that link, click what it should do. It should display, are you sure? You want to delete instead of confirm. Actually, it showed me an error when I tried to use it confirm because it thinks confirm is a concept of virtual DOM. Virtual DOM doesn't have confirm. This belongs to the actual DOM. And who is the actual DOM object? You learned in JavaScript. Alerts, prompts, confirm, all these belong to which object? Window. Get element by ID, query selector, tag name, append child, all these belong to which object? Document. They all belong to document object. So this one confirms, alerts, prompts, this all belongs to which one? Window. We have to use that window object and take a confirmation. This is delete operation. How we can manage delete. Now, can you tell me edit? API methods, remember, any problem in API method, it will not work. Small issue related to database, APIs, it will not work. Remember, front end, everybody can design. Whether it is properly working or not, it will fail because of backend, not because of front end. Front end side, very less issues will come as a React developer for you. Only the point is transporting data. Data is correctly transported to that API or not. Only that you have to check. Is value correctly coming? Is value correctly posted? That is only your job. But if that value is not inserted, it's not deleted, that is API problem. Right? That means there is a problem server side. That's not your responsibility. That means you need, why? Another responsibility is you check whether you are sending same data type what they are expecting. If you are sending all the data type exactly same, data is going, but it is not inserting or deleting, then there is problem in API. You need to check that in APIs. Now, how to design update? You try update. I will just give you one simple concept. What should happen when user clicks this one? It should go to edit screen. Okay, let's do that. So go to here. We will create. Where is that? Yeah. Here it will go to edit. We will use CRUD edit. CRUD edit, and into the CRUD edit, it should pass the which product ID to edit. Understood? So we are passing here. CRUD edit and slash, and we will pass product dot what? Product ID. We are defining product ID. Now, when user clicks on this link, it should go to edit. Let's create another component, CRUD edit.js, and export function. So CRUD edit and return. I will put a simple div here, class container fluid, and here we will put an option. So edit product, and here I have to use this in shopping index. Where is shopping index? Shopping index, shopper index. Yeah. In this shopper index, we need to add one more path. What is it? Route. And route path is equal to CRUD what edit slash colon, what is it? ID here. And what we have to do is we need to get element. Element is what? Element is CRUD edit. That is the element to display. This is what we need to handle. Now let's click on this edit button and see, then it should get that edit product. Now what we have to do here, we need to collect the product details and display that product details in edit mode. Edit mode. That means, remember, user can modify only name, price, and stock. User cannot modify ID. That means ID must be there, but it should not be displayed. Already we learned when we discussed about symbol type. Remember, we discussed about symbol data type. So what is the purpose of symbol data type? In JavaScript, symbol data type, what is the purpose of symbol type? It is a primitive or non-primitive? Symbol type is a primitive or non-primitive? I told you data types now. Yeah, primitive type. And it is new from ES6 onwards. It's a primitive type. What is the type? It is used for defining unique fields. And I told you that this is hidden, but it is used. In iterations, it will hide the symbols, but it is used. That's already I explained that point actually. Now see what should happen here. When user opens this CRUD edit, let's open that CRUD edit. Same like details we have to write actually. Let's go to the details page. Let's add the same thing, copy and paste in edit. Same like details, constant, use effect, parameters, details, all are same. Edit also have the same concept here. Yeah. That means we are fetching the data, getting that and displaying here. Now here, we need to design a form. What is the form? It should show in edit. It should show in edit. You can use your formic component. You can use formic component. In this, you can configure. What is that? You can define initial values. What is it? Initial values, right? Actually, we have initial values. What are initial values? We will keep initial values product ID. It's a number type. And we will do one thing. This we will get from the products of 0 dot, what is it? Product ID. Second, what is it? Name. Name is coming from where? Products of 0 dot name. Another one is price. Price is coming from where? Products of 0 dot price. Stock. Stock is coming from products of 0 dot stock. Okay, this initial values we need to display here. We will create here. And what is it? Form. And in the form, we need to create. Formic is imported. Yeah. In the form, we will keep a data list, data term. One is name. Data definition. Here we have a field. This field should work for name. The field name is what? Name. So that is the name. And another one is price. You see here in the output, it should get the name. And actually, it should display that name. Value. So value is, suppose it is product. That is not, so this is values. This is not binded. This name is binded. Products. I will just display here first one value sample. products of 0 dot name. It is coming. We will attach this to this field. This field have a value. The value is products of 0 dot what name. It's coming, right? It's fine. Now the same thing we have to use for what? Another one data term. This is what? Price. Price is coming from data definition. We use a field. This is for what? Price. This is for price. And what is the value? So value is products. Products of 0 dot what? Price. And we have another data term. This is stock. Data definition field. So here we need type. You don't mention the type. By default, type is text. You don't mention the type. By default, type is text actually, because all input types are by default text type, right? And here we have type as what? Checkbox. And checkbox have a name. Name is what? Stock. And it have a checked property. Checked property comes from where? Products of 0 dot what? Stock. That is the checked property of that particular field. And we keep a button here. Button is save. So class BTN and BTN. So here we can use primary. What is it? Some success. Like this we are defining. And these are the options. Now I will put a link here. I will add a link in the next line. So link, this link will navigate to, so back to products, and it will navigate to slash what? Products. Now this is a link we are having back to products. Samsung TV, it should get its details. It is edit product. It will open those details here. Now what is our responsibility is I click on any product. I'm adding a new product. The product ID is 3 available. The product name is Nike. So, or some fossil watch, some price I defined here. Price I defined. So, and I selected the product and add product. It is registered. And I click on edit. It will get the edit mode. It will get the edit mode. I'm doing some modifications and click on save. Now what you have to do? Collect this data and we need to send it to our API method. What is the API method? Our API method is what? Update product. Am I right? Update product. In this method, actually, we have two details. Find query is there. Another one is update. Find query is actually accessing data from this product ID. Now, this is important. In the edit, are you sending product ID? I will try one thing here. What I will do here is I will just put, so on submit, right? We are not here now, outside here. Here I am writing another one, on submit. On submit, we will collect the values, and here I will just use JSON.string5 alert temporarily, alert JSON.string5 string5, whatever values are there. Now you see here, I am selecting this and I'm making some changes into this. You can see here, and I click on save. It shows those details. Currently, I'm not making any changes. I'm just submitting blank data. Now it can make the changes and submit the data. ID is submitted. Na? ID is submitted. There is no problem in that. It is able to submit the ID. Now we have to update the product, allow the changes and update. So here we need to write which method update. Axios method is put. Axios have get, post, put and delete. Here little bit some query concept is there, issue will be there. You try this option. So 99% finished, 1% is pending. And that 1% you try. Collect the data, update the data and define. And here some challenges are there. You try all the techniques you learned up to now. Challenge is currently we are binding to value na. We are binding to value. If you are binding to value, actually the value here initially what it is, this products is what type? 0 type. This is what type? String type. This is what type? This is also string number type. This is what type? False. False is Boolean type. These are the types of the values. Now here the point is you click and make the changes. It is not changing. You should make that change allow. Here, because it is not changing, because already you learned it is one-way binding now. Remember that? React is one-way binding. How do you implement two-way binding? That means what you have to do, you should not bind like this, because this is one-way binding. That means it will not allow changes. Already we know that. To allow changes, what we have to do? What we have to do? We have to use on change na. Am I right? You can try text boxes, ordinary text box, checkbox you use instead of formic. You can try ordinary text box, checkboxes instead of formic. You use formic because here it needs change event. Actually, you see here we have on submit, we are having the data. Actually, on change so is not there. But you have to write every field change. On change, you have to collect the new data. That new data you need to submit. Understood? That is the task you have to try. That means you need to just design one form with two-way binding technique and submit the form data to update method using Axios. Axios, which method you have to use? Put. Put method is same like post. It is expecting data. You have to pass the data. If you can try this, then it is done. We finished this part of complete end-to-end binding. Now we will learn about some hooks. We will start working with hooks. What are different types of hooks? How to use them and work with them. Already we learned lifecycle hooks. We have to learn component function hooks. Function hooks we learned only use state. Another one is use effects. There are some more hooks which you can use them. That we'll see next session. First finish this example, right? Because this is regularly asked example in queries, interviews. Generally, when you go to React interviews, majority of interviews, they give this task. Design a interface with CRUD operations. Right? You have to design all the CRUD operations. I will upload this complete example as a zip file. You can download it, and now you try update. If you finished update, upload into classroom, I will check. Only update code you update that, I will check. Okay, now? Then tomorrow we will discuss about working with hooks. What are React hooks and how to use them. There you can learn more features to this interface, how we can handle them, right? Tomorrow I'll continue then, right? These all without practice, no use. If I continuously tell the topics without you practice them, there is no use for this. So you need practice. Okay, now then only if you have doubts, I can clarify, right? What I will do is the coming days, one session completely I will allot for only doubts. Only doubts session will be there. All topics till now what we learned on that, any doubts, I will clarify them. After clearing all the doubts, then we will discuss other important topics. Okay, na? Tomorrow I'll continue then.